How's it? Today is Tuesday, August 19th. I am back in California and lifting weights kind of my body just feels very stiff. It's not one of those things where I feel like I'm stiff from like lifting. Of course it's stiffness from travel, but I feel like there's something more to it. I don't know. I was kind of worried on Saturday when I was lifting at home because towards the end of it, I was getting like lots of pressure in my neck into kind of a headache, and that was not a good thing to be experiencing. So I am kind of worried about that. But I think good thing with today is that I didn't really experience too much of that, but I did have like my lower back was kind of tight, of course, but I also felt like I didn't have a lot of strength in my legs today. And that was really a weird thing for me because I'm not lifting super heavy today. And I had a couple days off. I feel like the travel in itself doesn't really matter for what I'm trying to do for lifts, if that makes sense. So, yeah. I think one thing too, if you look at this here, it's snatch, push, press plus snatch, balance, and then the overhead squat. That was supposed to be snatch, push, press, then overhead squat, then snatch, balance, and I totally just, I don't know, brain farted and just was like, okay, I'm doing this, and that's what I ended up doing, and yeah, went up to 106. It was very bad. That's kind of where I started to feel like, oh, like I don't feel like I have a lot of strength coming from my legs. And again, like I think it's independent of travel. I feel like my legs should be strong because I had so many days of rest, like rest. So yeah, it's just a weird sensation. I tried to get through today with the power snatch plus hang snatch going up to 86. Try to do 5 sets of 1+1. Some of these are very questionable for power height, and it is what it is. I don't expect them to be all that great. Like I'm very very bad at power snatch in general, and like as far as routine goes, everything has just been really off. Because Saturday I had to stop lifting, and then like Sunday was the party for my niece, and then we had like travel yesterday. So ordinarily I would be lifting on Monday, but I couldn't do that. I felt really, 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 really bad coming off of the plane. I felt like pretty nauseous. I don't know if that's like a thing due to um, motion sickness, because I know that when I was a kid, I used to get very, very, very bad motion sickness. Here's my first set at 86. Here's what I'm saying. That was very, very questionable for that power. That's probably a fail, if anything. And I kind of just go back through everything here and just try my best to get the whole sets all together. I think when I'm looking at how I'm feeling from each of these individual reps, like look at how hard that was just to squat up. This is only 86 kilos. 86 kilos is what is 86? 85 is like 187. Is that right? 80, yeah, 180, yeah. So 80 is 176. 85 is 187, so 86 is 189, and it just doesn't feel like I'm a capable lifter right now, but that is okay. I think when I'm looking back at what I was trying to do for today, I was trying my best just to get to full extension, and I feel like I was able to do that on a lot of the lifts, and that is a good thing in that I am actually being able to execute on my goal for the day. There was a time many, many, many months ago, probably last year at this point, where I would kind of go into the session with a goal for the session, like a mini goal, like a goal before I even start lifting. It's like, what am I trying to achieve with today's training session? What am I trying to emulate with today's training session? What are my like short-term goals that I can accomplish in today? And so today for me, short-term goal was to essentially practice full extension in a more meaningful way. Curl my knuckles down and get to extension at the hip, knee, and ankle, and then basically pull up after that. And so all of my snatch high pulls today were actually pretty good. Aside from the third reps, I feel like the third reps on all of these sets, I'm so gassed that I'm just trying to go through the motions, and maybe those are the moments that I need to figure out how to execute on the technique better, because when you're tired, that is kind of when you default to bad habits, and if I am able to correct the bad habits into something that is a little bit more impactful and a little bit more efficient, then that is progress, right? So maybe that's something I need to examine moving forward. But this is my last set. I would have done the front squats today, but I know that for tomorrow I'm gonna be doing my clean and jerk stuff, and so I'm gonna have back squat on tomorrow, and I am gonna do my posterior chain stuff on Thursday, and so we'll see how that kind of fares. But I feel like doing the front squats today was definitely not advisable just because I'm gonna be doing back squats tomorrow. So did some Pallof presses at the end to kind of make up for some of the missed ab work that I would have done on a normal Tuesday. But yeah, back in California, and that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Shoots.